Good morning, little hoes. I'm Kristen. Oh, that's bouncy. Hi. Good morning, little hoes. I'm Kristen, and welcome back to my channel. And I have jerry-rigged up a situation here to try and get some bright light at, I don't know, what time is it? 6 in the morning. And you guys are sitting on some bathroom tissue. So, it's working, sorta. Anyway, oh my god, this is gonna be so jiggly, guys. I do ask your pardon if this is a really terrible video and the quality's poor, but I'm sure you guys are used to it. But welcome back to my channel. So it's that time of season again. Crackling leaves, blustery days, death and carnage in the air. And yes, I am talking about Halloween. And it is either here or it has passed, depending on when I get this video uploaded. I'm hoping it hasn't passed. I have been kind of MIA recently because of a sinus infection, so more death and carnage up in my sinus region. Anyway, I thought since it is this season, I should talk about my R.I.P list. Yep, I think every gardener, every person that owns plants probably has one, whether they want to admit it or not, but we all kill plants. And I think it's especially important for anyone just getting into growing things, gardening, that you're not going to have success all the time. And I have killed hundreds of plants. And yeah, I don't think that's an exaggeration. I've probably killed quite a few. And for this year, I do have my little purple book of secrets with a list I compiled with the people I have killed. And by people, I mean plants, of course. So SWAT team, please don't bust down my door thinking I killed humans. But this is my R.I.P list, and I thought I would go over it today, and we can remember some of the fallen victims together. And maybe I'll talk about why they died, if I know it all. And unfortunately, that's the thing, is sometimes you provide the best situation possible for your plants, but they just croak. Sometimes it's not your fault, sometimes it's definitely your fault. So, for me, first one, and I am so sad about this one, guys. This is probably the one I am most regretful of. It's my new-ish Hoya macrophylla, and I got that at the plant farm, and I think you guys will probably remember I did a little mini haul with that one. Yeah, it slowly just withered into nothingness. And you guys remember the shit tips on that guy. They were kind of brown and shrunken, and they just slowly started to descend to the rest of the plant. One leaf at a time yellowed and then fell off. Right now I am down to one that is pretty much fully yellowed and browning now. So I think when I got it, I'm not going to claim entire ownership for killing it, because it did have that look to it that it might have been overwatered when I bought it. The shit tips might kind of indicate that it had been overwatered for a while and was just oversaturated, possibly a fungal issue, possibly some root rot, which I didn't see when I potted it up, but it could have been in the process. Perhaps my repotting it caused it to just stress out more and then finish itself off. But yeah, it's no longer with us. I will be trying again. Hopefully I can find one that looks a little bit perkier when I get it. Yeah, I'll be giving it another try. I'm also going to put it in the sunroom when I get my next plant, just because it is a little bit shaded in my living room. So perhaps that will... Hi, Freddy, cat. She was going to knock that light down, I know it. But I will put it in the sunroom a little bit warmer, a little bit sunnier, so maybe that will help my next plant too. Next one is a plant I got earlier this spring from Eldon Tropicals. It was the Alocasia lotherbackiana, and I am also very sad about this one because it was a pretty cool looking plant. Not when it arrived, it was pretty small and a little bit puny, honestly, but I've seen pictures of larger specimens and they're such interesting, cool plants. But mine did not survive. I think you guys remember I repotted it when it came, and I don't know if it was stressed out from that, possibly coming from Florida up to my very dry Eastern Washington location. I put it in the bathroom to try and give it as much humidity as possible, but slow but sure it dropped all of its foliage and pretty quickly died. So was it the best plant to start off with? Probably not, but then again, it is a humidity lover and it's dry here, so it was probably a 50-50. It was probably my situation too. It was just too dry for it. Another really recent purchase that quickly decided to die was my Special Angel Begonia that I got from the SEC greenhouse. Again, I don't think it was entirely me. It looked good for probably a week and a half, up to 2 weeks, and then it quickly started to defoliate and brown and shrunken stems. My friend Jess also got one and experienced the exact same thing, so I feel that there's a good possibility of environmental shock going from really nice greenhouse to a less humid situation. And begonias are known to be powders and fuss budgets. I don't know if that's a word, but my mom always said that, so fuss budgets. Fuss budget. Fuss budget. I think it applies. It's fussy plant. And I don't know if possibly repotting it and putting it, or even trimming it back a little bit, would force it to put more energy into roots and establishing itself. I don't really know. It bit the dust. It wasn't that expensive and kind of just a spontaneous, I'm going to grab one of these too. So not totally sad about it, but I was, because I actually thought it looked pretty cool in the background here on my table. But what can you do? You win some, you lose some. Another friend that is no longer with us is my little Crested Euphorbia. And I'll try and put the exact Latin on the screen. And I'll try and find pictures for most of these guys if I can. So this one I had a love-hate relationship with. I've had it for a couple years now, and it has been on and off again, thriving. So what I mean by that is it would look good for a while, and then all of a sudden a portion of it would start to yellow and or brown, and sometimes it would recover and sometimes it wouldn't. So perhaps there was something going on internally. Perhaps there was, again, some sort of fungus. Perhaps there was root rot. I do not know, Sam I am. But I know that little green egg and ham is dead. And I'm not entirely sorry. It also was a mealybug magnet. And I treated it. I put it in several different pots, trying to make it as happy as possible. And nothing worked. It would just constantly do that yellowing, browning thing, drop a portion of itself. It was never that good looking or fast grower. It was incredibly slow growing. And so through some neglect on my part, I finished it off. And it is now officially dead and lying in a shallow grave in the backyard somewhere. Next is a plant I got at Walmart. It was an aloe hybrid. It was probably like a blizzard or a snowstorm, not quite sure. But it was a little bit soggy when I bought it. Excuse me. And I should have known better, but I decided to give it a chance. And I think I probably overwatered it a few times. And I am going to try again, I think, at some point, because I do love the look of some of these hybrid aloes, and aloes in general are one of my favorites. I also killed a Maranta, a red Maranta, and I don't know how someone kills a Maranta. It's kind of bulletproof, but I did quite successfully. There's a chance it did get dry and toasty in the sunroom over summer, and I think in my last video I mentioned that it had started to grow really straggly, and I should have cut it back at that point, focused on getting it more bulked up instead of the long, like 1 or 2 single long vines. But I didn't, and I think it was just stressed out and it died. We all have those days where we feel stressed out and like we're gonna die. But it doesn't happen. But it did with him. Peperomia Red Ripple, and this was just a little start I got from work. Wasn't expensive. I wasn't expecting much, but it was really beautiful dark red foliage, and I had a really cool gold gem pot, and I thought that the combo looked incredible together. And I don't know what happened. I don't think it was a very fast grower, and I probably put it in a little bit too much shade, and it just didn't care for it here. And to be honest, I don't think I care for a lot of peperomia. It's just not my jam. Especially not the, like I said in the other video, it's especially not the moundy type. I really love the vining varieties, the vining species, but the moundings, take it or leave it. I've had mixed success with them. Definitely poor luck with the Red Ripple, and it is also in hell. I was going to say heaven, but probably not. Dischidia, I had one of the little heart Dischidia starts. I didn't see the incredible outburst of mealybugs on it. They were jamming. I tried to treat them, kill them, and ended up stressing the plant out. The plant dried out a couple times. And yeah, that one I'm going to take ownership of. That's entirely my fault. I killed it. Will I try again? I don't know. Dischidia, some of them look interesting. Sometimes they look a little boring. I may give it another try eventually, but maybe not. Also, guys, I don't know how, but no, I know how. It's not entirely my fault. I got a little mini philodendron, and I don't know if it's a Deja Vu or a similar variety, and that was just like a $4 grocery plant I found, and it's mostly dead right now. I'm trying to make it recover, but I will... Why are you not focusing? I will try and get it to recover, but I don't know if it will at this point. I did pick it up, and I didn't notice it had a fungal issue on it. I plucked off some of the worst leaves, and I put it on a shelf in my kitchen, which I really liked it there. It had some interest, some greenery, which I don't have a lot on the pantry shelves in the kitchen. And I think it was just too shady, so the shade, the fungal issue probably just did it in, honestly. And I feel like with fungal issues, you want to provide more sun, not less sunlight, just to try and help bake out that fungal problem, because as you guys know, fungus develops in cooler, shadier areas more readily than it does in sunnier and warm environments. I think that might... Oh, wire vine. The Muhlenbeckia. I see a few leaves on it right now, but I also have killed that one. I think it's just way too dry in my house for it. If I put it somewhere a little bit closer to a humidifier or in the bathroom, perhaps it would, but I had it in my kitchen window, and I think it just got a little too toasty too frequently, and it's a little bit of a drama queen with that. So it quickly defoliated, and now it just has a couple little sprigs at the end. But yeah, that's going to be my R.I.P list. And sorry I've been missing in action for a while. I just haven't felt up to it. And I was going to do some more Halloween-y videos, but I don't think that's going to happen this year. So I'll put that in the spank bank for next year, and hopefully I'll have some more things compiled by then. So thank you guys for tuning in, and I would love it if you all commented below on your dirty little secrets on who you've killed this year and who you expect to kill. There's still a few months left, guys. Yeah, so who are the friends that you have lost this year, and why do you think you lost them, and will you try again with them? So thanks you guys for watching, and I'll see you later. Bye!